So we fight in the air, we fight in the food, we fight in everything. We gotta fight to live. And that's the reason why I had to come up with this topic called modern day alternative health solutions. It's not just about the herbs, it's about the chemistry within the herbs. I think a lot of us have been fooled a little bit, I would say just absorbing misinformation. What we're fighting against is a lot of people ascribe to this pH chart. How many of you guys already think that the food is supposed to be alkaline at 7 or above? Okay, it really shouldn't matter what these are. It really, that's the misinformation that we're getting. All right, just to try to get y'all to understand a new concept. The reason why I put this up here is because I can create a chemical compound that is super alkaline, and we're not supposed to take it because it'll give our kidneys damage and we'll be too alkaline. They call alkalosis. Or it can be so acidic. A lot of acids actually make up alkalinity. So it's not about the food, at which one it is, or if it's at an 8 point or whatever. Really and truly, it's about the organ. The organ, the stomach is 1.3 to 3.5. That's where your stomach acid is. Once it gets to the kidneys, it's a little bit more alkaline. It's about 6.9, 7.1. Then once you get to the colon, it's around about 5.5. It needs to stay acidic. It has 4 different acids inside of the colon to make sure it's healthy. Also, you have the spit, the skin. All these are more alkaline. The urine should be acidic. But down here at the bottom is the convenience factor. We run to these convenience stores and we can get whatever we want right now, right then and there. It doesn't matter if this fruit is out of season. You can get an apricot right here at this grocery store and you know that it's not apricot season. But the reason why is we go to these other countries and get it south of the border or south of the equator where they can grow. And now we fall into this convenient factor. What happened is when they pick the fruit, right, they pick the banana or wherever it's coming from, the apricot, it loses its enzymes. It takes 5 to 6 days to get over here, and we're losing some of the enzymes. So this is the convenience factor that I'm talking about. Whether it's a papaya or, it's just not that season everywhere in the world, so they have made it easy for everyone to get it. I chose this picture because the cell phone may put us in that type of apocalypse. That's something that we're facing right now. We're not paying attention to our surroundings. They wear the headphones in their ear, they can't hear what's going on. It's terrible. And I've been finding out about this radiation too, this weapon. This is a weapon because they got movies out there that show you that this is a weapon. They will turn the signal up and have everybody angry and fighting each other. Then they send out these whispers. So I found out in studies that they have created more cancers from this, because 10 years ago I had already kind of like put out a philosophy or saying that they will create more disease with these cell phones. Our young people are ending up doing this right here, all through high school, all through middle school, and then they mess around and get this in their colon. And how are they getting colon cancer at the age of 21, 20 years old? From the phone, the radiation. So it's a very serious thing. And if that wasn't enough, then the bra is now being used as a way to hold a cell phone. And they're coming up with fibrocystic breast and breast cancers that way too. So I don't want us to be asleep. A lot of us will just jump out there with our devices everywhere in our bed, and we're asleep because we don't even know that we're being radiated. I wanted to show that we have came 20 years along, 3G, 4G. Yeah, just to let you guys know that Wi-Fi is all over the place. All right, This is something you can't see, but they have these special photography lighting, I think I have it here, that you can see these spectrums of radiation going through your house. When you have these routers on, especially at night, they will interrupt your sleep patterns. A lot of people are waking up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, tossing and turning most of the night, because they have this silent frequency that's going on in their temporal lobe. So Wi-Fi dangerous is something started back in the Obama administration. He gave away all those Obama phones, right? That's when they first started. And as you can tell, these spectrographs are seeing what's going on with this resonance scan. These are creating tumors on our pituitary gland. A lot of people don't know that the radiation from, this is microwave radiation, guys. This is creating a condition with like autism. It's crossing over the brain barriers. It is able to penetrate the brain barrier, especially more of our children. That's why I asked, again, what are they doing to our children? I posted this picture on my Facebook so people can see and try to be aware of what they're doing to the children. You know, we may think these little devices are safe, but this crosses over the placenta into the amniotic fluid, and then damages that real pure, delicate brain tissue. This is causing autism. It's not just the vaccines. It's not just the vaccines, because they're developing their nervous system at this time. The brain is so small. As soon as they do something like this, they get immediate astigmatism. Astigmatism starts very, very young. This is just a little graph to just show how autism is on the rise, all because of more Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi came in the picture around 2000, somewhere around there, and that's when you've seen the rise in autism. So I always ask, what are they doing to our daughters? We gotta protect our next generation, but they keep putting these infertility pads. Infertility pads, those are iPads. So that's what I call it, because they're right there radiating their reproductive organs. Okay. We're not aware of it because we have become screen slaves. So what that does, I have pictures here to show you how these follicles inside of the egg, the ovary, they become immature and they create cysts, all because of the radiation. It crosses over that barrier as well. This is how they manipulate the polycystic ovarian syndrome. I have a picture here to show when the sperm tries to enter that egg, they have already broken off a very important part of the cell, the ovary cell. That has already been radiated. It's called the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It's this location of the cell so that the sperm cannot penetrate no further. So with our brothers, our sons, what are they doing to our sons? Our sons also, when they go to these schools, there's no activists out there that are actually telling the staff that they should not have iPads or shouldn't have Wi-Fi on inside of their schools. My son actually called me last year. He had just turned 12, and this is the age of puberty. And he ended up having a swollen testicle. It's called a testicle torsion.
Okay.
And all because of this joystick. Where is it? For years, they go along with this controller that has Wi-Fi connected to it, right there, radiating their reproductive organs. What do you see? This blue light, right? This blue light is very, very damaging. A lot of you guys should have some type of screen saver on your phones. I want you to check your settings and make sure you can put a green light saver on it so you can change that color from blue to green. It's damaging the retina of our eyes. All right, you will never be able to get that cornea to go back to its right shape if you continue to have it constricted while looking at this blue light. It creates what I call a reactive oxygen species in the back of our eye. This creates more oxidative damage. A lot of us are wearing glasses. Our children are being younger and younger and need more glasses. And the oxidative damage is really causing them to have more myopia. Myopia is basically just nearsightedness or farsightedness. And I wanted to kind of go over some things to how to show you guys how to fix it, depending on how bad your eyesight is. You take one arm lift like this until you can read whatever you can read. Whatever you can read from that distance, and then you go up from that side to half an arm lift, and then read the smaller print. You train your eyes with those reading glasses every night before you go to sleep. You make sure you're comfortable at looking at certain things in the room, so you can take a broader, just a broader focus that you'll be looking at. So, trying this little exercise help you correct the nearsightedness. Most of us are nearsighted because of the screens that we're looking at. Your computer screens at work, if you're on it for 4 or 5 hours, it's continuously staying restricted. Your iris, your cornea, is used to bend the light. But your macula becomes damaged or degenerative. A lot of people are having macular degeneration, and it sits in the back of the eye, and it's not getting that correct focal point. So that's just one way you can fix your eyes. Go up and down on your strength of those glasses. How did this happen? How do you put a fish inside of a tomato?
Transfer the genes.
Well, the fish has a certain type of DNA, right? I mean, this is a genetically modified type of food, right? Well, this fish can handle really cold weather, cold temperatures. So they need the tomato to actually be resistant to the cold weathers, out there in the winter time, so they can still harvest the tomatoes. So they inject the tomato with the fish gene, the fish DNA, and this is what they've been doing for a while now when it comes to genetically modified food. A whole bunch of stuff out there that is going on that we need to be aware of. We need to make sure that we buy organic anyway. If this guy has to have a chemical warfare suit on to spray the food, do you think it's good for us to eat?
No.
Well, this is going on, all genetically modified, and plus the grains. The grains is a very serious problem out there. A lot of it is sprayed with the glyphosate. That's what glyphosate does to the lab rats. This is a chemical that also takes the place of glycine in our genetic code. So we can't uptake glycine from our food, because if we continue to eat glyphosate sprayed grains or vegetables or whatever they're using it from Monsanto, a lot of us are not gluten intolerant. What it is that we are glyphosate sensitive. Can't take that type of toxin. And since we can't get away from it, we might as well stay away from all grains. A person with celiac disease is an autoimmune disease. Why? Anybody heard of celiac disease? There are these small finger-like structures inside of our microvilli. They're there to help choose which bad nutrients, which good nutrients we are able to obtain. The microvilli are starting to glue together. What causes them to glue together? Gluten glues them together. Told you guys that they put gluten in Elmer's glue. A person with celiac disease can't have pizza. You have to stop eating the grains. How many guys that have sinus infection?
Have them now or had it before?
Had them before.
Oh, yeah.
All that stuff right now.
Sometimes this could be an allergic reaction. The allergic reaction comes from mold, right? Mold is a bacteria that gets caught in our membranes and our sinus cavity. So the bacteria that is known, it is called a mycotoxin. Mycotoxin is coming from grains. All grains, when they're being harvested and they're getting ready to go to the grocery store, they put them in these big old bins, and they can develop bacteria in those bins, mold in those bins. So you'll find that 72 hours later, after you eat the grains, you find that you have a postnasal drip, you have just clogging in your sinus cavity. Put the garlic in. I didn't bring any garlic up here, but just get a big bowl, right? Or use a neti pad. Infuse that garlic inside of the water. Okay. let it sit in there for one day, overnight or whatever, and then start to cleanse out what they have, these staphylococcus bacteria there and other bacteria that are there. This is our natural antibiotic, serrapeptase or nattokinase. Now first, the serrapeptase goes into the blood system and breaks up arterial plaque. Anything that has fibrin, so the person that has fibrocystic breast, the person that has cystic ovaries, this will go in there and break it up. The serrapeptase is kind of a different type of herb or enzyme. It's made from silkworms. When they come out of the cocoon, they have to push their way out and they leave around this special enzyme called serrapeptase. And this is another way for us to help heal or get off of those different medications because this cleans up the blood. All of us are iodine deficient. If we are eating grains, it kind of depletes our iodine. And it's just not just grains, it's a lot of things. Grains deplete B6, B1. If a person has fibromyalgia, they don't want to eat any grains either because of the pain that it comes along with. Brain fog, yeah. B1, B6, B12, all of those are needed in our brain. B1 is needed in our muscles. We know that a person has hypothyroidism because of low iodine. People get weight gain because of low iodine. Every cell needs iodine. Anybody that has like Parkinson's has a B1 deficiency. Anything like Tourette syndrome, just bad coordination, B1s in the brain really makes a lot of difference. This chart was just showing which areas need B1, which one needs B2, B6. We're supposed to get all this stuff from our food. A lot of things are not having it in our soil. That's why if you were to eat bee pollen granules, they actually have all of these different B vitamins except B12. Our bees are doing a lot of work out there for B vitamins. It's MSM. So it's just talking about our muscle pain, our joint pain. If a person has arthritis, osteoarthritis, bone to bone, and you need to build that cartilage back between, then there's some ways you can do that. It's just that they want to deal with the pain first because it's very painful. But you use the sulfur, build up their sulfur content. It's very anti-inflammatory.